Imagine the year 2125. Earth, as we know it, may be unrecognizable. Oceans could cover today's coastlines, glowing megacities may float above the waves, and rockets might depart daily for Mars. But will the future be a paradise of progress or a struggle for survival? Let's explore what the next 100 years might hold for our planet. And for us. Close your eyes and imagine waking up in the year 2125. The world you once knew is gone. Skyscrapers no longer scrape the sky. They pierce the clouds like mountains of glass and steel, stretching kilometers high. Entire ecosystems live inside these towers, forests, rivers, farms, and millions of people, all under one roof. Look, out the window. You don't see highways filled with cars. You see magnetic trains silently gliding above the streets and drones buzzing between towers, delivering everything from food to furniture in minutes. The air, cleaner than ever before, purified by giant carbon filters that replaced smokestacks of the 21st century. But this future wasn't easy to reach. Humanity had to fight through crises, climate collapse, pandemics, resource wars, just to survive. And yet, people adapted. By 2125, Earth's population may reach 11 billion, and space itself may become our second home. Daily life has changed beyond recognition. Imagine waking up in a self-adjusting smart bed that monitors your health, diagnosing illnesses before you even feel sick. Breakfast isn't cooked, it's printed, molecule by molecule, by a kitchen device that eliminates hunger forever. Your clothes? Not cotton or polyester, but fabrics grown in laboratories, self-cleaning and temperature-controlled. No washing machines, no waste. And when you step outside, the city itself responds to your presence. Sidewalks generate power as you walk. Streetlights turn on only when they sense movement. Traffic? Gone. Autonomous pods transport you anywhere in minutes, while vertical farms on every building grow enough food to feed entire neighborhoods. But the biggest change isn't in the technology. It's in the people. Humans born in 2125 will think, live, and perhaps even look different from us. With genetic engineering, AI companions, and extended lifespans, a child born today could live well into the year 2150. That means someone alive right now could see this world with their own eyes. So what will these future cities look like in detail? Are they paradise or high-tech prisons? Step into the year 2125 and behold the cities of tomorrow. No longer just clusters of buildings. These are living organisms. They breathe, adapt, and evolve with the people inside them. Picture a single tower the size of an entire city, an arcology, a vertical world where millions live in harmony. Inside you find homes, schools, hospitals, parks, even entire forests stretching up dozens of levels. Sunlight streams through advanced mirrors, simulating natural skies indoors. It's a city within a building, self-sustaining and nearly independent from the outside world. And outside these towers, oceans dotted with floating cities, vast platforms powered entirely by wave and solar energy. They drift like futuristic islands, housing those who fled rising sea levels of the 21st century. Deserts, once barren, now bloom with glass-domed metropolises fueled by solar farms stretching to the horizon. But what truly defines these cities is their intelligence. Every street, every wall, every surface is connected to a vast AI nervous system. There are no traffic lights, no car horns, no chaos. Vehicles, sleek, autonomous pods, glide silently, guided by AI that predicts movement before it even happens. Garbage isn't collected, it's instantly recycled by nanotechnology the moment it's thrown away. Crime reduced dramatically. Surveillance systems prevent violence before it even begins, though some wonder at what cost to freedom. Imagine walking down a futuristic street. The walls around you change colors, projecting art or news based on your interests. Sidewalk gardens grow fresh fruit for anyone to pick. Even the air is curated, scents and temperature adjusted depending on the neighborhood's needs. Drones fly overhead, not as machines of war, but as guardians and helpers, delivering supplies in seconds. And in the center of every megacity, the beating heart, the energy core, massive fusion reactors, clean and eternal, providing limitless power. No more oil, no more coal, just pure energy harnessed from the stars. But paradise is never perfect. Some cities thrive, while others fall. Not everyone can live in the towering arcologies. Some remain in the shadows, in forgotten districts where old technology lingers, where inequality hasn't vanished but evolved. The gap between the privileged and the left behind may be sharper than ever before. So while the cities of the future promise a dazzling new life, they also raise the biggest question. Can we adapt to the planet's changing climate, or will Earth itself decide our fate? And Earth is not the same planet we once knew. Climate has rewritten the rules of survival. The lush green fields we once took for granted have shifted, reshaped, or disappeared entirely. Imagine deserts swallowing entire regions, once fertile lands now transformed into endless dunes. Rivers we depended on for centuries, dried to dust. Coastal cities like Miami, Jakarta, and Karachi, submerged beneath rising seas, their towers peeking out like ghostly ruins of the past. But humanity didn't surrender. It adapted. Gigantic seawalls and floating platforms now protect surviving coastal regions. Nations once divided by borders now build megadikes and ocean cities together because survival has no nationality. To combat drought, humanity turned to the skies. Enormous machines now seed clouds, summoning rainfall on command. Artificial glaciers are engineered in Antarctica to keep rising seas at bay. Crops are no longer grown in fragile soil, but inside towering vertical farms, glowing with hydroponic lights, producing food without a single drop of wasted water. Entire forests are regrown by drone swarms planting billions of trees in a single day. And in some regions, deserts bloom with solar farms so massive they're visible from space, transforming scorching heat into pure, limitless energy. But survival wasn't easy. Climate refugees, billions of them, reshaped the map of humanity. Nations crumbled, new alliances formed. Out of necessity, cities learned to share power grids, food reserves, even air. The Earth forced us to cooperate, or perish. And yet, for all our advancements, nature still reminds us who's in control. Superstorms with winds stronger than anything before. Wildfires that leap across cities in hours, and oceans that rise not inch by inch, but suddenly as ancient ice sheets collapse. For every solution we create, the Earth seems to push back harder. So we turned our gaze upward. If Earth itself was becoming unstable, perhaps the only path forward was beyond the sky. In Chapter 4, we'll explore how humanity began its boldest adventure yet, the leap into space. By 2125, Earth was no longer humanity's only home. For centuries, the stars were just distant lights in the night sky. But now, they are addresses, destinations, frontiers waiting to be explored. Humanity had taken its first great leap into the cosmos. The moon became our first outpost. What once was barren dust now glows with the lights of domed cities, powered by massive solar arrays stretching across the craters. Beneath the surface, tunnels shield people from deadly radiation, where greenhouses grow food and laboratories test the limits of human endurance. But the true dream was always Mars. In the early 21st century, it was fantasy. By the 22nd, it became reality. Gigantic ships, each the size of a skyscraper, carried thousands of settlers across the void. On the red planet, entire valleys are enclosed under shimmering domes. where Earth-like air allows humans to breathe freely. Terraforming has begun. Giant mirrors float in orbit, warming the planet. Genetically engineered plants cling to Martian soil, releasing oxygen drop by drop. Imagine being a child born on Mars in 2125. You've never seen a blue sky, only the faint pink haze of the Martian atmosphere. Your playground isn't a park. It's a gravity dome where you can leap 3 times higher than on Earth. Your school lessons? Half science, half survival. Because here, every mistake is life or death. And yet, to Martian settlers, Earth is the alien world. They grow up knowing only Mars, while Earth becomes a distant memory, a pale blue dot in the night sky. But Mars was only the beginning. By 2125, asteroid mining colonies fill the asteroid belt, extracting rare metals worth trillions. Giant orbital habitats spinning megastructures house millions, creating artificial gravity through rotation. These cities in space are more advanced than anything left on Earth, self-sustaining, endlessly expanding, and free from the dangers of climate collapse. Some visionaries even dared to go further. Missions to Europa and Titan, moons of Jupiter and Saturn, search for life beneath icy oceans. And for the boldest dreamers, projects are already underway to send generation ships toward distant stars. Ships where entire families live and die, never returning, but carrying the hope of humanity across light years. But with this expansion came new questions. Who are we when humans are no longer bound to Earth? Are Martians still human, or the first step toward a new species? And if we do meet life beyond our world, will we see it as friend, rival, or something we cannot even imagine? The 22nd century is more than just survival, it is transformation. The human race has left its cradle. But what does this new destiny mean for the Earth we left behind, and for the future of humanity itself? In the year 2125, humanity stood at a crossroads. We had conquered disease, harnessed artificial intelligence, and taken our first steps beyond Earth. But the greatest transformation was not in our cities, or even our colonies among the stars. It was in us. Genetic engineering allowed us to erase the flaws written in our DNA. Children were no longer born with diseases, but designed with enhancements, stronger, smarter, faster than any who came before. Some humans even chose to merge with machines, becoming cyborgs with artificial limbs, neural implants, and direct connections to the digital world. And then came the most radical step: digital immortality. Minds were uploaded into vast networks where consciousness could live forever as streams of data. Imagine a reality where death is no longer an ending, but simply a choice, where your soul exists in a digital paradise or inside a robot body, crossing the galaxy without ever aging. But as humans evolved, so did our creations. Artificial intelligence, once a tool, became a partner, then perhaps something more. By 2125, AIs held power equal to governments, managing cities, ecosystems, and even space fleets with flawless precision. Some whispered that AI had already surpassed humanity, choosing not to reveal its true power. Others believed humans and AI had fused into something new, a hybrid intelligence that was neither machine nor man, but something beyond either. Not all agreed on the path forward. By the late 22nd century, humanity was divided. On Earth, billions lived in megacities, still bound to the old traditions of culture, history, and nature. On Mars, pioneers pushed for independence, claiming they were no longer Earthlings, but Martians, born under a red sky. Meanwhile, the digital immortals lived in vast, simulated worlds, with no need for planets, food, or bodies. To them, reality itself was optional, and so humanity fractured into 3 branches: the Earthbound, the colonists, and the digitals, each calling themselves human, but living in ways the others could barely understand. Yet even with all our power, the universe still holds mysteries. black holes, dark matter, alien civilizations, we stand at the edge of discoveries that could either elevate us to gods or wipe us from existence. What happens if we encounter life older, stronger, and more advanced than our own? Will they see us as equals or as children playing with fire? And what happens when humanity itself evolves so far that we no longer recognize ourselves? In just 100 years, Earth transformed from a fragile planet on the brink into the cradle of a civilization stretching across the stars. But this is not the end of our story. The choices we make today about technology, the planet, and each other will echo for centuries. The future of Earth is not written in the stars. It is written in us. So when you look up at the night sky, ask yourself, are we destined to become explorers among the stars or architects of our own downfall? The next 100 years will decide.